Hi everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Robot Paradise RP-02 Acoustic Blaster and Nightbat, FansToys version of Soundblaster and Ratbat. You can see them there in front of the box. We'll go ahead and put them off the side real quick. And it's Robot Paradise, which is FansToys under a different name because of reasons. Guys, yeah, you can see the box here. You get a nice bit of picture of the two figures right there, Nightbat and Acoustic Blaster, Robot Paradise logo there, and Robot Paradise 2024 made in China down here. You got on the top here, you got RP-02 Acoustic Blaster and warning, choking hazard, not recommended for ages 15 and up. On the side here, Acoustic Blaster, an Acoustic Blaster, an Acoustic Blaster. On the back, you have some product shots and a ages 15 and up and all that stuff, barcode, and a big old long bio. If you want to pause and read that, go ahead right there. And also pictures of some other stuff that are not included, including some other Cassetticons. So there you go. On top of the figures, inside the box, of course, you have, well, the instructions, which are somewhat okay, but well, for Acoustic Blaster, for Metal Bat, for some reason they are backwards from how he's packaged. He's packaged in tape mode when you get him, and instructions show you how to get it from. The instructions show you how to get him from bat mode to tape mode. So yeah, it's backwards. So you had to kind of figure that one out, and it's not a fun time, particularly since there's a couple of parts you got to be careful with. So that's fun. And but it does come with two bio cards, nice thick plastic material again, both of them right there, and of course really tiny print of their bios and their tech specs and all that stuff. And there you go. So Acoustic Blaster and Metal Bat, and yeah, they are, well, Soundblaster and Ratbat, and there's a scuff on mine. Oh. But yeah, you can see, getting in close real quick, you can see it is pretty much a micro cassette deck. You can see that is kind of black and white. Well, it's kind of black. It's more of a grayish color because of the metallic finish. But all that stuff, it's got a purple window, gold trim, all that stuff, some silver buttons. These are not real buttons. You can't push them in any real way. And it's got a little slider, which you can twiddle up and down and stuff. You got this little knob, the volume knob, which can go up and down as well. So that's pretty cool. And I'll go, basically, you can see some stuff on the bottom. That's the bottom's not a big deal, but you got some stuff on the top. You got some stuff on the back, including the battery compartment. And there you go for that one. And of course, Metal Bat kind of looks like vaguely like a cassette tape, but not completely. There is some stuff of you can see some gapping and whatnot, but it's got the holes and everything. And this one has the design for all the, I guess, tape bits and whatnot on this side. So there you go on that. Pretty straightforward. Of course, you got gold chroming and silver chroming and all that stuff, so that's pretty fun. So that's the alt mode is pretty straightforward. I mean, it's a tape deck. A couple things you can do in this alt modes as it is. First of all, there's a tape case for Metal Bat, which opens up and you can put Metal Bat in here, whatnot, and just like a real tape case, like that. Pretty straightforward. I guess a kind of you can see a frosted translucent plastic. And of course, you can go inside Acoustic Blaster, just press this button. Hey, it springs right open. And you just put it in. It's a little snug, to be honest. A bit snug, kind of frighteningly so, but it goes in. And yeah, I've noticed also sometimes I have to hold the button down to push it all the way in before. But yeah, there it goes right there. I believe there is actually enough room for a second tape in there. I have to double check that. Double check, it's a little scary. Yeah, there's just enough room for a second tape, just like the original Acoustic Blaster. You get that one out, there's a little lever here. Or original Soundblaster say. There's a little lever here, you push that, and that will push the tape forward. What you do is, you have this closed. Yeah, so you have this closed. You push this lever. At least you're supposed to be able to push that lever. Problem is getting caught on this thing. Yeah, and then you can get that out. See, this lever, you can see this lever right here, push it back, and it should push that panel forward, which will push the tape forward, which is pretty clever. Although mine initially it did not want to move. It only move a little bit. And I had to use a spudger to get in here and pull the rest of it up so it actually would go. But now it works properly. So it just was a little stuck initially, but did start working eventually. So there you go. That's the alt mode. There are parts Well, mostly all mode. There are other parts you can put on for like a more toy style mode, but for most of that, most that's hidden. And the other 2 bits all just kind of show off. They don't really do much. Yeah, there are some. And in this mode, you'll just kind of have these bits, and they'll be sitting on the back like this. It's kind of, yeah. All the other stuff will be hidden away, but this is what it'll look like when you have the toy parts attached. Just kind of extra bits right there. So just an FYI on that. That's not a huge deal, but you'll see more of the toy style bits in robot mode, and also in the transformation video. There's not really a whole lot you have to do to make that work. There's really not much extra. I'll just show that off real quick. But yeah, of course, 2 accessories are, hey, look, the batteries. And he has his batteries, which says those can come back here in the battery compartment. You can open this up. It looks at his face, and just put those in however you want, just for the sake, of, just kind of put those in however you want, and close that up, and there you go. Batteries. Yeah. So some real quick comparisons. As for alt mode comparisons, here's the official Soundwave, Takara Soundwave. I don't have the Takara Soundblaster, but same mold, just different colors. But you can get an idea there. And yeah, just give you an idea. Also, here's a Laserbeak. I don't have the official Rat Bat. I don't have any other Masterpiece Rat Bat. I didn't buy the knockoff or the official or any of that. So yeah, because I don't have. Yeah, so you can see, similar size actually. Not actually that different. So of course begs the question, are they cross compatible? And the answer is kind of. So my understanding is the FansToys versions are literally micrometers smaller than the official tape. So yeah, the FansToys tape will fit in the official, no problem. It's not really rattling in there. It fits no problem. But vice versa, official tape in FansToys, well, it kind of fits, but barely, and it's kind of scary. I got it to fit in there, but it's the clearance is kind of scary. It's very limited, and it kind of feels like I'm forcing it in. So yeah, at least this is Laserbeak. It just barely fits. So yeah, it's and it's very snug to the point of discomfort. So just if you're gonna try to do this whole swapping thing, just be really careful with it. But there you go. There's some comparisons right there. And also here's Deformation Space's version of Blaster as well, just to give you an idea there of the sizes. And also, again, Deformation Space has the weird tapes, which don't work very well. And do these work? Well, again, FansToys tape it's loose in there. You can hear it's actually kind of, Rat Bat's kind of rattling a little bit. That's nice and loose in there, but other way around, no way. This ain't gonna work. So this isn't gonna work at all. It's not gonna fit in there. So yeah, Deformation Space tape's way too big for way too big for the FansToys stuff. So just know that. So there you go on that. So yeah, that's it for the tape deck mode and tape mode. So I'm going to go ahead and get these transformed real quick, and we'll talk about the robot modes, or I guess one robot mode anyway. Acoustic Blaster in his robot mode. It's and of course Metal Bat in his robot mode. Yeah, it's a very cartoon-ish. Well, very well. Not surprising. It's FansToys. Of course, it's very cartoon-esque. But yeah, from the later Japanese G1 stuff, after Soundwave and Blaster had their big climactic final battle, and then they blew each other up, and then they were just come back in new colors, basically. But yeah, you can see, getting close up here, you can see a nice red visor pick out right there on this, at least on this face and everything. Got a mask and everything. Again, the gold, and got a little tape thing, and of course his gun with a little red, nicely picked out little barrels, I guess, red, and all that stuff. You got the nice pearl white right here on the arms, and with the red stripes and everything. Again, tape. The tape crotch and all that, tape deck crotch and all that stuff. Again, pearl on mine also has a nice little gouge right there. I don't know where that came from. I might have transformed it wrong the first time or something, but yeah, I did just notice, hey, that's there. Yeah, you got that. Of course, again, more gray and white, pearl white, and a bit of yellow right there, his toes and all that stuff. And he cleans up really well for the most part. He's got a backpack, but he's probably supposed to, considering that's the backpack, the battery bit, and there you go. Yeah, he's got some stuff on the back, but nothing too egregious. And there you go. There's that. And of course, Metal Bat. You got, there's the bat face. Nice little red eyes picked out and everything. His bat wings, all that stuff. Little tiny purple feet, his golden little rocket pack or whatever you want to call it. And there you go. There's that. So yeah, these transformations are actually not too difficult. FansToys has a bit of reputation for having kind of difficult transformations. These guys are actually not too bad. He has a couple little fiddly bits here and there, but nothing too annoying. It's really easy to work around some of the problems. This hip skirt's not quite sitting properly. There we go. So yeah, it's a really nice looking figure overall. Of course, you got this thing, which I show that in the transformation, everything that extends that out and everything. But the gun is the other battery, which, yeah, you extend this one out and all that stuff as well. Bring this back. Also, yeah, bring this out. Bring it down all the way. And then you can pull the barrel out right here, all the way like that. And that will go in his hand, no problem. Just got to open up the hand a bit, and there's a little slot there for this tab, and holds it pretty securely, actually very securely, I would say. I mean, it's in there without, the fingers wrapped around it. It's not going to go anywhere, so that's real nice. Just going to close those up, though. Like so. And there you go, holding the gun. Like that. And, yeah, there you go. Well, there's a little bit of something right there on this. There you go. Yeah, overall, pretty darn good robot. So there's that. And as for articulation, what the heck happened here? There we go. As for articulation, Metal Bat here, you can see the head can look up and down. You kind of expose a hole right there. You can look up a bit. The jaw, there's a little tiny pin there. You can see the pin maybe right there, but there's a little pin there, which means the jaw can open. I'm just a real hard time actually, opening it because it's everything so tiny. Let's see if I can get definitely can open. There, see, yeah, it opens. There's a little bit of red paint in there, too. Yeah, so it does open. It's just a pain in the butt to get open. You even got little fangs picked out with silver, which is kind of amazing. The wings can go, they can go up and down at that hinge and that hinge. They have, they can fold forward on that hinge, and this one can go forward and back. This case can twirl a bit if you want. The thing is, there's only so much you can do because where the feet are. The feet can also go backwards a bit on that hinge. And, yeah, I guess these can rotate a bit, and yeah, you can fold away the rocket pads if you want, but yeah, that's kind of just transforming at that point. But kind of limit articulation, but that's kind of expected for a tape bot or tape cassetticon, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, the other thing about him, I almost forgot to mention this, which is there's supposed to be a magnet in his arms, and because these are metal, the feet are metal, they're die-cast metal, so the magnet, and there's supposed to be a magnet in his forearm so that Metal Bat here can stick, but I tried on both arms, and there doesn't seem to be any, either the magnet's incredibly weak, or there isn't one, because he is not attaching. I saw a picture of someone just, Metal Bat just kind of hanging like this, and mine's not doing that. I'm not feeling any sort of magnet here whatsoever, so, I'm not sure if mine just doesn't come with one, or if it's weak or what, but for me, it's not it's kind of disappointing, but not the end of the world for me personally. But it is a little frustrating that that happened. That there's a missing. I think that might be a missing part on mine, although not the one that a lot of people claim is missing. I'll get into that a little bit. But articulation, head, ball. I think it's dual swivel. So you got left, right there. You got up and down right there on that hinge right there. This can, you know, angle up and down and sink down and raise up on that hinge right there. Like that. You got that. Ratcheted shoulders all the way around. You got ratchet outward like that. No butterfly. There's a bicep swivel. Elbows are, I believe, single hinge. Yeah, they're single hinge, and they go that far though, so that's good. Hands, of course, you got wrist rotation right there, and of course each finger. Gotta get close right here again. The fingers, you got individual articulation for each one of them. You can see there's a hinge at the base, and there's another hinge here, and there's another. And the index finger has 2 hinges, so index finger has 3. Index finger has 3 hinges, and the other fingers all have 2 hinges. And the ball joint thumb is right there with a nice cutout as well, so it can, you know, go up and down right there. And you have another hinge right there, and that's actually on a ball joint as well. So you do have inward, I guess, although you don't have outward. But yeah, you have decent fingers, decent fist, all that stuff. So there you go on that. Going back out to give it. The waist joint, there is one, but it's limited due to the backpack. If you undo the backpack a bit, if I get that real quick, if you undo the backpack a bit, you can get a little bit more. You can get more if you just undo the backpack, but just know the backpack is undone. But you can get more if you undo the backpack, so that's something to be aware of if you want to get more extreme poses than that. There is an ab crunch. Goes about that far. It's just a friction hinge as well. It's an okay ab crunch. It's not amazing, but it's there. So hey, kudos on that. The hip skirts, of course, you know, can get out of the way. Both sides. This hip skirt can get out of the way. Not this one so much. But yeah, you got ratchets going forward that far, about that, back that far, outward. Friction hinge that far, all the way. You do have a thigh swivel right there, which is friction as well. And you have the knees, which are double jointed. Go about that far. And down here at the hip, or the feet, you do have about that much ankle tilt. And the toe can go down like that. And that's pretty much it. You don't have any forward back. I mean, you can transform and tilt it the other way, but yeah. And you can untransform it and do that, but it's still not really, I don't think that's going to be particularly helpful, but, you know, you do you. So there you go on that stuff right there. Now, before I get into more of the comparison stuff, or accessories, I guess I'm going to do the comparisons right here just to make it a little easier on myself, because the other stuff does make a major change to the robots. So, you know, I'm just going to do this real quick. So, yeah. Here's Takara Soundwave. And Takara Laserbeak, just for the sake of... Yeah, he's a bit taller than Takara Soundwave, which is interesting. Also, his joints aren't working right. There we go, come on. Yeah, he's a bit... Some of his joints are stiffer than others, but yeah. He's a bit taller than Takara Soundwave. Not by much, but he's a bit taller. You see also Laserbeak is, you know, right there. I don't have any other rat bat, so this is the best I can do, I guess, for a flying Cassetticon. So it's that. I'll bring them back a little bit later too for the next comparison, for a different comparison, because yeah, here's the Deformation Space Blaster. I cannot remember the name of him, and here's the ram horn. So yeah, roughly the same height there. And yeah, FansToys probably going to do a twin cast down the line, because they already did a blaster, but I didn't buy that one, so there you go on that. Here he is with MP36 Megatron, just because, well, why not? He's a bit taller, which that's kind of expected to be expected to. So there you go. Why is he standing funny? There you go. That's why. There you go on that. And because Soundblaster kind of was mostly with Galvatron in the later series, here's the FansToys Sovereign Galvatron. So there you go. So yeah, that's the most of the robot mode, but there are a couple of accessories, namely bits and pieces. A couple of accessories. There's also this thing. I keep forgetting about this because it's so useless. It's an energon cube. Can open. Yay. You'd think maybe you can latch over his because, you know, he does the whole thing. And, well, no. Doesn't, like, lock over this or anything. It just kind of... Yeah, so you'd think maybe it does, but it doesn't. So it's just kind of an empty box. Yay. You can't even put anything really in it. There's nothing small, not a whole lot of things small enough to go fit in this thing. So, yeah, I keep forgetting about it. But, yeah, he does have a couple of other accessories, or toy stuff. You know, different face, which, hey, look, yellow eyes and the kind of toy style head and everything. You got different shoulders, more detail there instead of the cartoon stuff. Mine also has a little weird silver scratch on it, like that. You've got an alternate chest plate, which has detailing on it, and again, also another silver scratches in it. Kind of new bits to go on the thigh and bottoms of the thighs, right there. I'll show that in a little bit. New kneecaps with more detailing on them. New shins, which are more detailing, and these new shin side piece of things, which you already saw a little bit of in the cassette deck mode. So yeah, for this, I'm gonna get this out of the way just because it'll make it a little easier for me to get to the head. But yeah, just going from top to bottom. This is just simple, just a swap of the top part comes off, and you can see there's a seam line right there. So just, if I could, yeah, you can see it's already splitting apart. But yeah, just get that, and that will come off like that. It takes a couple pegs, and then swap over this one, and there's the more toy style head. For this bit right here, what you want to do is this kind of, that hinges up, and that will unpeg, and there's this right here, there's a little notch right here, so you can get a thumbnail or something right there, so you can pull this away as well, like that, and then you can replace it with this part right here, and yeah, there you go, that's more detail and stuff. And same thing on this side, you know, pull that away and pull that away. I'm not sure if that's a good idea to pull it off like that, but I did anyway, just to make this a little faster. So you pull that off. Now for this bit, what you gotta do is you gotta open up this, and you gotta pull this gold trim piece off, and that's a little scary because it's just a bunch of pegs. I think this is die cast though. I'm not 100% certain. But yeah, there's like 6 pegs all around the trim piece, and it can be a little sketch. Kind of scary. It feels like I'm gonna break something because this is a thin piece of plastic, and I'm not sure if it's works. I'm using a spudger here a little bit, but yeah, you have to pull off the trim piece, which is now really stuck on this part right here. Come on, there we go. Whoop. Pull off the trim piece off so you can get this piece off right here. There is a certain way it goes in, by the way. Yeah, I think there's a certain, I think there's something on the back. Yeah, see, there's little notches and stuff, but yeah, but this will just go in right here. Once you do that, you can actually put that back on. This will just go in. Yeah. Yeah, you can see, unfortunately, there's a bit of damage on the paint right there from me trying to get the trim piece off. So be careful when you're doing this. That just goes in. Yeah, and this goes over top. Thankfully, it's all underneath the trim, but still, this goes over top, so just peg that in. Now, hey, look, now you have a more detailed chest piece. Down here at the legs, this is kind of an interesting thing. So what you have to do, want to do here is just to make this a little easier, you want to bend the knee a bit, and this, hey, look, this will expose this. You pull this out, off, and you put this on. And make sure, see this arrow? There's a little arrow there that points down. It's at the top, and it points down, so put that on like that. And this one again, pull this one off. Fortunately on mine, also the tune style knee, like leg pieces are a little looser than the toy style, which kind of disappoints me a little bit. And you put that on like that, and then you pull these away like so. Right here, what you do is you pull these pieces off right there. And these are kind of, you can see they are put on a particular way, and they are supposed to make it so, like, let's see, what was it? Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I believe, yeah, the yellow is supposed to be on the inside of the leg. So, you see, yeah, the little bits on here on the top part. So this one is the one that goes on like that. And then you can push that forward like that. And see a bit of a difference already right there. Again, same thing. Pull this off. And put this one on. Like so. I'm going to double check the picture because I want to make sure I got that right. Oh boy. So yeah, on the box it shows these bits, the yellow bits on the outside, but in the instruction it shows the yellow bits on the inside. So I'm not sure which is accurate now. Whatever, I'm just going to leave it like that. So there's that. And then also down here, you want to, these shin pieces, so you want to bring this out, and then right here, get your fingernail underneath right there, pop that off, and then just that untabs itself. And you want to make sure, again, there's a little slot here. You want to put that on the bottom so it can still transform. Okay, it can transform with all the toy pieces on. It can absolutely transform because it doesn't really... Well, there's only two that add something, but those even are, as I showed in the alt mode, are easily taken care of. So you got that, put that on, put that back up, clamp that back over, clamp that back over. And then finally these pieces, these you fold this down right here and make sure the silver part's in the front. And you fold that down and then this will just tab in right here. And this will tab in, there's a slot here and there's a tab here. You just tab that in like so. And same thing on this side. Fold that down and this will tab in right here. And this will tab in right here. And there you go. That's there. There's Acoustic Blaster and a more toy accurate deco, which also looks pretty good. I'm probably not going to display it like this personally, but it does look good like this. So, you know, you do have options here for, you know, if you want to go more toyish or more cartoonish. So, you know, for people who've been lamenting the more super cartoon thing going on with MP, well, here you go. Here's a solution. I'm just going to put this back on, just make it more complete. There we go. There we go. So there you go. Yeah, that's the more toy style look right there. And yeah, just one again, just a quick. I'm just bringing Soundwave again, just for sake of it. Yeah, here's Soundwave again, who has some toy elements to him as well. So there you go. Again, the whole thing right there. So there's that. So that is the Robot Paradise Acoustic Blaster, aka Soundblaster. Yes, he is great. He is I think he's a good little figure overall. Well, I say little, but he's a pretty darn good figure overall. Transformation is actually pretty clever. Actually, I think it's not too bad. There's a couple little, well, at least on mine, it might just be, you know, things like, you know, just parts too tight, which isn't necessarily the engineering problem so much as just a manufacturing error. But yeah, some parts are a little tighter than I like. There's one part that's a little annoying. There was one part I had to loosen a screw, but I'll mention that in the transformation video and everything. But yeah, he's overall, he's got, you know, well, he's a cassette tech, you know, he's a tape deck, mini tape deck. So, you know, it's just a box, which that's what we want. He's just a box. He's a good looking box. He's a nice clean looking box and everything. It works as a cassette thing. Transformation is pretty good. The robot mode is both robot modes they can offer are both good looking, depending on what you want, toy or cartoon. Metal Bat's all right. You know, it's a cassette. It's a mini cassetticon, whatever you want to call it. He's fine for what he is, but for me personally, it's just kind of like, yeah, he's basically a glorified accessory. Kind of neat accessory, but he's an accessory. The thing is about this cassette accessory is a lot of people want Rat Bat, but they don't want Soundblaster. They just want the Rat Bat. And apparently some people decided to go ahead and take things in their own hands and try to get Rat Bat in a very, let's just say, fraudulent manner. Apparently, some people try to go, oh, hey, FansToys, my Acoustic Blaster didn't come with the Metal Bat. Could I get one new one to replace it? And yeah, there's enough of those, I guess FansToys caught wise and went, hey, if you're going to ask for a Metal Bat replacement, you need to film yourself opening the box the first time, cutting the tape and everything. Because we don't want to, you know, because they've caught on the scam, which is people are trying to, you know, get a free rat, basically get a free Rat Bat, and they can. So what they did, they bought a Soundblaster. They decided to try to just claim they didn't have a Rat Bat, and then they're going to get a free Rat Bat as a replacement, and then sell their unopened Sound Blaster and get all their money back, and basically get a free Rat Bat, which is scummy. Don't do that. But thankfully, people caught wise, and that so far that no one's actually had a legitimate issue. I filmed mine just in case, but yeah. The only problem with mine seems to be again, there's just a couple tolerance issues. For mine, there's a couple just some of the parts, some of the hinges are definitely too tight, and also mine seems to be lacking the magnets he's supposed to have. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, other than that, he's great. He cost about $200. Just shy of. I got mine from Show Z for $176 or something like that total with shipping and everything. Yeah, he's kind of on the spendier side. So yeah, if you're here for just Rat Bat, may I suggest just go looking on eBay for one of the knockoff Rat Bats out there and getting that. I think that might be more cost back then. And I don't know. I haven't checked the prices on those in a while. Otherwise, it's just $200 for Rat Bat, because I think there's going to be a flood of people trying to sell their Sound Blasters, trying to get this for Rat Bat and selling their Sound Blaster by himself. And yeah, people aren't going to want Sound Blaster by himself. So good luck if you're going to do that. That's a kind of insane thing to do, personally, I think, but whatever. So yeah, overall, though, he's great as a figure, which means also the sound wave is good, because it's just this but blue. Yeah, it's a good, solid figure. I like it. It's good. It's great. Whatever I want to say. It's got nice options, and yeah. So if you're into an MP Sound Blaster and you missed the Takara version, I recommend picking this guy up. So that's it for this review. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. I hope you found subscribe. Check out my social media. It's down in the description and in the video. Check out my Coffee and my Patreon, and I shall see you next time with another video review.